Midlife is the area of life between the ages of 40 and 65, and it is the least studied human development period in the human lifespan. Researchers tend to focus on childhood, adolescence, and old age when it comes to psychological functioning and brain development. Researchers are now studying this area more in depth, and they are challenging a lot of stereotypes that come along with the so called midlife crisis. I think people are becoming more interested in midlife crises because it has not been studied as much, and people are trying to figure out what it's all about. The definition of a midlife crisis is a stressful period precipitated by the review and reevaluation of one's past. The transition to midlife entails a lot of individual differences between specific people. Middle age can be a time of decline of health and mental stability, but can also be a time of feelings of control and competence. According to the scientific community, a characteristic of the midlife crisis is the awareness of mortality. People feel that they have not satisfied their dreams and goals of their youth, and this causes a lot of stress. According to scientists, midlife crises are actually unusual and do not happen as much as one would think. One variable that contributes to the likelihood of a midlife crisis is the individual's tendency to only think of themselves. Some stereotypes of midlife crises that are often found in popular culture are things such as the middle-aged man who buys an expensive sports car, or the woman who buys clothing that is way too young for her. The popular media says that midlife stressors do contribute to midlife crises, and that people often feel trapped in their lives as they're getting older. Other characteristics that trigger a midlife crisis are death, significant loss, and avoidant personality, according to the popular literature. The popular literature and research findings report somewhat of the same information. They both say that midlife individuals feel stressed during a midlife crisis, and that is definitely true. But I think research says that a midlife crisis stems from someone thinking about their youth and their previous desires and dreams. Popular literature seems to suggest that midlife crises evolve from life events that are occurring in the individual's life during the midlife crisis. I think that individuals can cope with a midlife crisis by having ego resiliency. This is the ability to adapt flexibly and resourcefully to potential sources of stress. These people are more likely to easily navigate midlife and avoid a midlife crisis.